All right, guys. I just want to say thank you for a great, definitely a great, week. Great streaming week. I want to apologize if I came off in the last few days as a little bit pushy when it came to contributions. A few people have said that. Here's the deal. You know, me being transparent with all of you. So, the holiday season was great because not only was there nonstop new releases, so therefore there was way more support, but also, if you remember, what was it, September, October? I can't remember exactly the month. If you remember 1 month, I got a crazy big increase in members, correct? You remember, we skyrocketed above 1,000 members here on DSP Gaming. You remember that, right? And basically what that did is they put me into a good position financially for a couple of months there, where I was kind of ahead of everything because I had extra income. I was like, oh, I can actually use this, to buffer that. Remember I said, oh, I was able to get myself a new controller for Black Friday. I was able to buy a replacement monitor because my monitor had died. My TV died, and I was able to pay these payments each month to pay it off. You know what I'm saying? So things were good for a little bit, all right? But basically what's happened, two things, just to be, again, I like being transparent with you guys. There's no reason for me to not do this because I want you to understand where I'm coming from. Number one, if you haven't noticed, yeah, we don't still have 1,000 members. It went back down to the normal levels. So that increase to income kind of went away, you know? And then on top of that, this week in particular, if you didn't notice, things slowed down to a crawl with playthroughs like Signalis and One Piece Odyssey. There were streams going on where I was barely making anything. And it's one thing if it happens once. It's one thing if it happens one day. But this was like multiple days in a row. And sadly, I hate to say it, it put the pressure on me again. It made me feel nervous. And I kind of fell back a little bit into my old habits. And I want to apologize to you guys for that. All right? I want you to understand. I don't like being like that. I don't like being like, oh, please support. Please, I had slow days. Please support. I hate that shit. I hate being like that. But it really made me very nervous. And quite frankly, I'm hoping that in the next couple of weeks with new releases such as Dead Space is coming Friday. We got some new releases coming out like we got SpongeBob at the end of the month. We've got Hogwarts Legacy. We've got the Super Bowl event coming up. I'm hoping that those things will invigorate you guys again to be excited for the content. Because when people are more excited, they show up more, they engage more, and yes, they support more. And that means that puts pressure off of me, you see? I wish that I was a ginormous content creator that made ridiculous amounts of money because I had so many viewers. As you know, that's not the case. I'm a very small-time guy, and I'm so grateful for what I get. And then when things slow down and things start getting behind again, I get nervous. And it makes me feel weak, and it makes me feel, like I'm not going to be able to make ends meet and provide, and it sucks. It's a terrible feeling, especially because this month I have, big tax payment coming up. I just did, and it was all this stuff. It's like, damn. So basically, to put things into perspective, I don't like being like I am sometimes. It annoys me. And then it happens, and I'm like, damn, why did I say that? Why did I do that? And I feel like shit. I feel like this week I let you guys down. I really do. Because, when people are coming out and saying, Phil, you're doing it again. That I'm like, shit, again? Like, fuck. I don't want to be like that. It really pisses me off now when I look back at some of the streams I did this weekend. I hear myself. I'm like, yeah, I did it again. So I hope you understand where I'm coming from. That's why, but that's not an excuse. That's not good for me to be like that on my streams. I want to be positive and all about the games and all about the interaction. Because if you take a look, did people like Signalis this week? Absolutely not. Most people did not. A few people did. Actually, a good amount of people came out today for the finale and supported it. I am very appreciative of that. People didn't like Signalis. That's going to happen. Not every game that I play is going to hit it out of the park, right? But when it adds up to the point where it's several days where it's kind of like that, and now it's looking like, oh, God, I'm not making anything for a bunch of days here. It made me nervous, and it sucks. I'm hoping, like I said, this week coming up, I'm hoping that things are going to turn around a little bit because there's new games and everything. Dead Space is the game everyone's been waiting for months, so I'm excited to play it for you guys. And hopefully it's a great playthrough, and, I hope. We'll see what happens. And again, I wholeheartedly apologize. Here's the other thing, too. It's not like this was a bad week. We had a ton of memberships this week, right? Tons. And on top of that, Super Chats actually are up this week. They are, like, way up compared to previous weeks. The catch-22 here is that support I don't get for a while. It's the tips, and when the tips slow down, like, oh, God. So now I gotta, I just got paid by YouTube. Again, I'm going to be transparent with you guys. I just got paid by YouTube yesterday, and immediately I had to pay all my big bills. So I went boom, 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 paid them all. And then I'm looking at the other bills that are clearing the end of the month. And then there's another slew of bills that the end of the first week of the month. And I'm looking, I'm like, that's my whole YouTube payment. That's it. It's gone. It's done. It's completely erased as if I never got it. It's all accounted for in bills coming up. So it's funny when people say that, oh, don't worry, you're getting paid by YouTube. It's like, yeah, but that money is already accounted for. That's the problem. It's not like, oh, it's my big payday and I roll in dough for 3 weeks. It's I get paid immediately, goes out to this, goes out to this, goes out to this. Really, the money that I have to spend on anything is what I make in tips on my streams, you know? So that's why when I have several slow days, it worries me. And I mean, I feel like I gave in to that nervousness and my weakness this week, and I said and did things stupidly that I shouldn't have done. And I really apologize for that, okay? I'll do my best this coming week to not do it again. But I felt like I owed you this apology because I really did feel like I came down too strongly this week after looking back, especially a couple people leaving me comments and things. I'm like, you know, they're right. Here we go again. I'm right back to my old ways, which I told you guys I'm doing my best to try not to do this. You know what I'm saying? And here we go again, going back to my old ways. I don't like that shit, you know?